Today, we're delving deeply into a subject that almost everyone has considered. What is the true distinction between total body fat and belly fat? We are all familiar with fitness advertisements that claim to tone your abs in 7 days or burn belly fat fast. What does science say, though? How is belly fat different from just having excess body fat? And why do physicians warn us about it so much? We'll dissect the science behind fat in this video, discuss the risks associated with belly fat in comparison to overall body fat, and provide constructive advice on how to lower both. Stay put, because you'll learn how to live a longer, healthier life in addition to how to look better at the end. 1. An overview of body fat. Let's start by defining body fat precisely. Although fat has a negative connotation, it is necessary for survival and not the adversary. Fat provides energy storage, organ cushioning, hormone regulation, and even immune system support. The body has 2 main forms of fat. Just under the epidermis lies subcutaneous fat. You may squeeze the fat on your arms, thighs, or abdomen. Although subcutaneous fat is often less hazardous, it can still affect your appearance. Visceral fat is the kind that is concealed deep inside your belly and envelops organs such as the intestines, liver, and pancreas. Visceral fat is metabolically active, which means it may release toxic substances into your circulation, in contrast to subcutaneous fat. The whole amount of body fat, including visceral and subcutaneous fat, is referred to as overall body fat. However, visceral fat, the kind of fat that presents the greatest health risks, is often expressly mentioned when people talk about belly fat. 2. The dangers of belly fat. Belly fat poses a metabolic risk in addition to being aesthetically unpleasing. This is the reason. It emits dangerous substances. Cytokines are inflammatory chemicals produced by visceral fat. These substances may alter the way your body breaks down fats and sugars, increasing your chance of developing type 2 diabetes. It is situated close to important organs. The activities of the liver, heart, and pancreas are directly disrupted by fat that is accumulated close to them. For instance, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which affects millions of people globally, is caused by liver fat. It raises heart risk. Even if a person's total weight is normal, those with a large waist circumference are more likely to have heart attacks and strokes. A waistline provides more information than a body mass index, BMI, which has long been used to gauge obesity but does not reveal the distribution of fat. It is possible for someone with a normal BMI to have dangerously high amounts of abdominal fat. To put it briefly, having visceral fat, in particular in your abdomen, is much more harmful than having the same amount of fat in your hips or thighs. 3. Total body fat, the comprehensive view. Let's now examine total body fat. This indicates that your body fat is dispersed over your arms, legs, hips, and back. Not every kind of body fat is bad. For example, subcutaneous fat in the thighs and hips is less dangerous and may even provide some protection against certain cardiac issues. Small quantities of excess fat are often carried by athletes as energy reserves, which may be advantageous. However, issues arise when the total fat percentage becomes too high. Excess body fat puts more strain on joints, limits movement, increases the risk of sleep apnea, and causes long-term health problems. The main distinction is that belly fat has a direct impact on your metabolism and internal organs, while full body fat impacts comfort and physical performance. Because of this, depending on where their fat is stored, 2 persons with the same weight and fat percentage may be at quite different health risks. 4. Is it possible to reduce belly fat alone? Spot reduction, or the notion that you can use workouts to target a certain place and burn fat there, is one of the greatest fitness fallacies. Exercises for arm fat, leg fat, and belly fat include crunches. The reality? Where you lose weight is determined by your body, not by you. The distribution of fat is influenced by sex, hormones, and genetics. For this reason, someone may notice that their arms and face are losing weight before their abdomen. The good news is that while you can't directly target belly fat, you can more successfully decrease visceral fat by adopting the following habits: high-intensity interval training, HIIT exercises, Compared with steady-state cardio, training burns more visceral fat. Dietary decisions. Insulin surges, which promote belly fat accumulation, may be avoided by cutting down on sugar and processed carbohydrates. Managing stress. Persistent abdominal fat is associated with elevated cortisol levels, which are brought on by ongoing stress. Therefore, although sit-ups won't reduce belly fat, a combination of stress management, exercise, and a healthy diet will gradually reduce your waist size. 5. Current research and updates for 2025. Science's knowledge of the distribution of fat has advanced significantly. As of 2025, the following are some of the most significant updates. Ratio of waist to height over BMI. Instead of just calculating BMI, experts now advise evaluating waist to height ratio. Your waist should ideally be less than half of your height. Compared to weight alone, this is a more reliable indicator of health hazards. Brain health and belly fat. A higher visceral fat percentage is associated with a smaller brain and a quicker rate of cognitive deterioration. This implies that abdominal obesity may hasten the aging process of the brain in addition to being a cardiac danger. Distribution of fat in men and women. Women usually store fat in their hips and thighs, pear-shaped bodies. But males are more prone to store fat in their bellies, apple-shaped bodies. However, women tend to store belly fat after menopause, which raises their risk of heart disease. Novel therapies. Drugs like semaglutide and investigational medications like orforglipron have shown significant results in lowering belly fat in particular, rather than simply total weight. In the near future, they could alter the way obesity is handled. Way of life still prevails. Research shows that regular exercise and nutrition are still the best ways to lose visceral fat and keep it off, even with new medications. 6. How to lose fat. Around the belly and the whole body. What is the most effective strategy for managing abdominal fat and total body fat? This is a proposal supported by science. Dietary intake. Increase your intake of fiber and protein since they assist in maintaining muscle mass and keep you satisfied. Reduce your intake of processed carbohydrates, alcohol, and sugary beverages. To boost metabolism, include healthy fats like avocados, almonds, and olive oil. Work out. Every week, try to get in at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise. Combine strength and aerobic exercises. Even while at rest, muscle boosts calorie burn. For a quicker decrease in belly fat, try HIIT once or twice a week. Way of life, make getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep a priority. Sleep deprivation increases hunger hormones and encourages weight growth. Use yoga, meditation, or easy breathing techniques to reduce stress. Use your waist circumference rather than merely the scale to monitor your progress. Significant belly fat reduction and a decreased risk of illness may be achieved with even moderate weight loss, ranging from 5 to 10% of body weight. Like, share, and subscribe for more.